6 people murdered during a Christmas parade. It was horrific. It's a mass murder. That's what it is. And the man who's been arrested, the man who's been charged, scheduled to be in court tomorrow, Joy Lim Nakrin, has a look at what happened that day.
It was a holiday celebration that turned into an unthinkable tragedy. A car plowed through bystanders at Waukesha's annual Christmas parade last November, killing 6, including a child, and injuring dozens more.
We have established a risk assessment system in Milwaukee County.
According to police, the car was driven by this man, Darrell Brooks. At the time of the incident, he was out on bail on a domestic violence offense, one of 2 charges he was facing. Brooks allegedly ran over his ex-girlfriend with the same SUV, breaking her leg.
Mr. Brooks is arrested again, and this time it's for a very serious domestic violence offense.
His release on a $1,000 bond is raising some challenging questions for Milwaukee District Attorney John Chisholm, who conceded the bail should have been higher because Brooks was considered a, quote, high-risk suspect.
She looked at the previous bail, saw that it was $500, and she doubled it. That's it. That's a mistake. That's human error. And it just set in motion a chain of events that resulted in a tragedy.
It's tragedy that still has the community reeling and trying to heal.
Faith in you.
The city recently distributed blue light bulbs in a gesture of solidarity. City leaders started the Blue Light campaign to show support for the injured and those still grieving.
Hate and evil, but it has arrived and it's shown what it can do. But now it's time for love to show how it can heal and be very present.
Brooks faces 77 criminal charges, including 6 counts of intentional homicide, 61 counts of recklessly endangering safety, and 6 counts of hit and run resulting in death.
This could have been prevented, obviously, right? This is a violent guy. And we talk a lot about bail reform, et cetera. Let's bring back in the think tank because I want them to hear everything I have to say about bail reform. And I understand it. There are people who are brought in for loitering charges and bail is set at $150, and if someone who has no money, they end up, months and months and months on a simple charge like that. I understand how bail reform should relate to something like that. But Jennifer Brandt, you talk about someone who's violent here, using a car as a weapon against his girlfriend. Those were the charges. Breaking her leg by running her over with his car. Why is he allowed to even have that car? Why is he out on a $1,000 bond, number one? And then number 2, why not set some conditions on that bond? Hey, not allowed to drive. Hey, we'll confiscate your car or we'll take away your license. Something. This is beyond outrageous. It's beyond outrageous. There's such an overcorrection all the time in our society. Like something's wrong, we go like this. And then when we figure out that's wrong, we go all the way back this way. Why do we do that? Why can't people have common sense? Why can't judges have common sense?
I don't know, Vinny. I think the DA hit it on the head when he said, it's human error, but it's human error that costs a lot of human lives, unfortunately. And this is something where you can't make those kind of errors. You can't let someone who's violent like this, who has this kind of background, simply out, on $1,000 bail. This is a bad guy. We can see that. And I agree with you. There needed to be some restrictions in place to prevent this from happening or try to prevent this from happening. And he went right back and did it again. Apparently, beat up his girlfriend again and then got angry and ran over all these people. It's horrific.
That and that's the other part of it, right? Before this horrific mass murder, you had an ex-girlfriend who was in danger. $1,000. Like Carmen Rowe, what would happen if you? Oh, I don't even want to talk about Texas. Lets everybody out, right? But if the original offense involved the use of a weapon, wouldn't the judge ban the person from use of a weapon? You're not allowed to have a gun, right? Well, if you're using, a 2,500-pound weapon known as an SUV, how about throwing some conditions on it and maybe upping the bond a little bit?
Vinny, don't forget, this isn't a judge problem. This prosecutor's office asked for that $1,000 bond, which even I, as a criminal defense attorney, find offensive. I mean, he was out on 2 separate bonds. One, which was involving his girlfriend, were 5 separate felony charges. And by the way, he's a registered sex offender. So to put anybody like that on a $1,000 bond is unimaginable in any state, particularly here in Texas. And as you point out, with not one special bond condition, an ankle monitor, a curfew, anything to keep track of this gentleman. And that just didn't happen. And this prosecutor's office is in the hot seat because they asked for that bond and the judge granted it.
Yeah, Renee, and you know, part of the process is risk of flight, risk to the community is part of it, right? Isn't that part of the equation we're all supposed to balance?
Yeah.
And I agree with Carmen, right? Prosecutors drop the ball. But to me, it goes to this overcorrection that's taking place because there's so much talk about criminal justice reform, and that is trying to correct the last time we overcorrected in the other direction. So why can't why isn't the legal community acting with any sense of common sense?
It's a great question, Vinny. And yes, bail reform is at the forefront in a lot of cases. But in this particular case, I can't blame this on bail reform because bail reform makes it so that certain offenders are being released on their own recognizance when they commit or allegedly commit offenses. In this particular case, bail reform did not stop the judge from setting a bail with certain conditions. So I blame the district attorney's office for what they requested, and I blame the judge for not viewing the facts of this particular case and making a decision on a proper bail. Looking at what is alleged to have occurred here, the bail should have been much higher, and certainly conditions should have been set that he shouldn't be driving the vehicle, perhaps having a curfew. You know, you do look at all of the risk factors as to whether or not he's going to return to court, whether he's a danger to the community. Obviously, he was a danger because look at the allegations in this particular case. So she would not, or he would not have been setting bail based upon what they think he may do in the future, but the bail should have been set based upon the allegations in this particular case, not so much to be punitive, but enough to ensure that it was a bail that would stop him from going out and doing something else again and ensuring that he would return to court.
Absolutely, and you're correct about the bail reform issue. However, I think what it is it's the issue that is permeating and it's on everyone's mind, like, oh, I shouldn't ask for so much bail because, you know, we're trying to change everything and we're not using common sense. We're not distinguishing violent people from nonviolent people. Let's take a look.
That's the problem.
Absolutely. There's some ring video, and we see shortly after these people are slaughtered at the parade, there's some ring video of this defendant. Take a look.
Hey, I called an Uber and I'm supposed to be waiting for it over here, but I don't know when it's coming. Can you call it for me, please? I'm homeless. I don't know. It's supposed to be him. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's My ID. My ID. Hey, do you know this guy? Absolutely not. Okay.
I'll tell you one thing that video reveals is his demeanor afterwards. He's thinking clearly, and to me, that is going to be used against him at trial. Tomorrow, the preliminary hearing, you'll hear some more of the evidence in the case. Of course, we'll talk about it here on your Front Row Seat to Justice.